The following is a presentation of Major League Baseball Productions.
The final game at Busch Stadium. So many great memories in this ballpark tonight. We bid it adieu.
Fly ball to right. That's going to do it.
Astros are going to the 05 World Series. Oh, man, oh, man. They're going to celebrate on the Cardinal grass.
It was one of the most difficult moments imaginable for the Cardinals and their devoted fans. For it was time to say goodbye to Busch Stadium, their home for 4 decades.
Everybody just loves everybody here. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
And even worse, to another year when their World Series aspirations were dashed.
The last scene will be of Houston winning this game and going on to play the Chicago White Sox in the World Series.
But St. Louis is a baseball city built on both pride and passion, and fortified by 9 World Series championships, more than any other National League team.
The St. Louis Cardinals win the 7th and final game of the 1946 World Series.
He's got it! Knock him out! A new World Series record! That's a winner! A World Series winner for the Cardinals!
Millions of memories had been created at the old Busch Stadium.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! It's a home run! The throw here is there! He did it! 105 for LeBron!
Swing and long. We are going to game number 7.
So as the 2005 season came to a close, it was time to look ahead, where new hope was on the horizon.
We'll see you next year, right across the street. Cardinals in 06, guys.
Major League Baseball Productions presents the 2006 St. Louis Cardinals Baseball Heaven, a World Championship season.
Oh, yeah!
The wait was finally over. A new season and a new era in a beautiful new home had finally arrived.
Program, scorecard, get your media guide here. Opening day.
Oh, yeah, it's opening day.
Great day. We're ready.
This was indeed a special home opener, for it was the inaugural game in their picturesque new ballpark, the 3rd incarnation of Busch Stadium, sporting features from both of its predecessors.
You know, I'm loving it. I'm almost speechless because it's just so great.
These fans are going to get into it. I think they're going to enjoy being in here. But the bottom line is, whether it was the old Busch Stadium or the Busch Stadium before that, or this one, it's still the people that come through the turnstiles and make this place great.
It's a baseball park, which is different than what we had in the old Busch Stadium.
There's not going to be a bad seat in this house.
Everything about this new downtown park felt just right. A touch of the past, a taste of the future. No question, the Cardinals' new home had something for everyone.
It's got that old ballpark feel, but it's not too much that way. It's still got a fresh, new look to it.
Another thing that I always like about ballparks is that they're open in the outfield, okay? That just makes it, and you get to see the skyline of the city, the downtown area.
The owners here have done everybody proud, making this place look like it looks.
We've done everything we can to try to make it a special year, and hopefully it will be.
Chris Carpenter and Albert Pujols.
The Cardinals paid tribute to their rich tradition, both past and present, and there was a renewed sense of optimism in the air.
Will there be cheers here in October? I can't tell you that today, but there's a chance.
A packed house at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, the home opener for 2006.
The Cards got off to a flying start, thanks to the reigning National League MVP.
And there she goes off the bat of Pujols, the first Cardinal home run in the new ballpark, and Pujols got it all.
It inspired Cardinals fans to dream of maybe a 10th World Series title. But for now, an opening day victory would do just fine.
Albert has it. He tags the sliding runner. Cardinals win this ball game.
And the first game in the new Busch Stadium, April 10th, 2006, is a 6-4 win over Milwaukee.
It was a great opening day ceremony, and the fans, I think, love the stadium, and we got to win. So that's a nice way to open the new ballpark.
Great beginning. How's it going to end?
Well, hopes were certainly high, for since 2002, the Cardinals had won the second most regular season games of any team in the National League. Why should this year be different? Of course, it's comforting to embark on a new season in a new ballpark when you have the reigning MVP and Cy Young Award winner on your roster.
Albert Pujols has been probably the best player in the last 6 years in the Major League.
Paso al jardín izquierdo, la pelota va hacia atrás, hacia atrás, hacia atrás. Y se va de cuadrangular.
He's so focused every at-bat, every pitch. It's fun to watch that.
Swing and a home run. And the Cardinals win it on the third home run of the game by Albert Pujols.
His approach at the plate is what sets him apart from a lot of great hitters.
Look at this baby ride. Get up, get up, get up. Oh, yeah.
And if I get that pitch to hit, I want to make sure that I don't miss it, that I'm ready for it.
He says, keep on pitching, and I'll keep on hitting.
That's what makes him who he is. He enjoys being that good. He enjoys going out and having the fans cheer for him. And when he delivers, it's an amazing feeling, I'm sure, for him and for, obviously, us.
Pitch with the runners going, a swing and a long one. This is going to go way back to the wall. It's a gunner.
It is a new Major League record for home runs in April for Albert Pujols.
2006 started at a record-breaking pace for Pujols.
The Major League home run leader has shot one out of here to the opposite field, 3-0 Cardinals.
Just 2 months into the season, he had 25 home runs and 65 RBIs, putting him on course to break both single-season Major League records.
Albert Pujols 4 consecutive at-bats now with a home run that ties a Major League record.
Pujols was also proving to be a complete player. His defense worthy of the Gold Glove that he would eventually win, the first of his career.
Diving play to Marquis covering, and he gets on the bag. He's out.
In the field and at the plate, he looked ready to repeat as MVP.
And Pujols showing no signs of slowing down.
But on June 3rd, Albert suffered an injury, putting a damper on the Cardinals' season.
Albert Pujols has been taken out of this game.
It was supposed to be a storybook year with a new stadium and hopes for another Central Division championship. But with Pujols sidelined, the Cardinals went just 8-7. They needed a lift from their pitching staff. And who better to rely upon in the clutch than your ace? Chris Carpenter began piling up the same kind of numbers that made him last season's Cy Young Award winner, especially at the new ballpark, where he had the best home ERA of any starting pitcher in the majors.
How about the other statistic of the home ERA? 1.47 at home. That rivals the Gibson era.
It's a phenomenal place to pitch. The fans love baseball. It's real fun. It's comfortable. I enjoy it here.
Cardinals winning 5-0 on a 2-hit brilliant shutout by Chris Carpenter. He was dynamite.
With Carp going out there every 5 days, it's a fun thing to watch.
The pitch by Carpenter. A swing and a miss. A new career high 13 strikeouts for Chris Carpenter.
He is the leader of our pitching staff, not only in performance, but in character and example.
He has his curveball working, and his cutter, his sinker. And it seems like every time he needed to make a pitch, he went and got it, and he got the guy out.
He got it with a strikeout.
He just has so many weapons that can put a guy away that once he gets ahead of you in the count, it's tough.
A swing and a miss. He got him.
Carpenter continued to excel and even reached a milestone along the way.
And for Chris Carpenter today, he has career win number 100.
He also threw 5 complete games and 3 shutouts.
7-0 the final. A 6-hit shutout.
But even with their ace pitching so well, the Cardinals needed their main man back at the plate. Finally, on June 22nd, Albert returned to the lineup. Cardinals fans rejoiced, knowing he was just the tonic needed to help lift their offense up.
Ring! They tried it. You can't sneak the sun by the Rooster, and the Rooster just hit a 3-run homer. Now you know you can't do that.
Albert finished the 2006 season with a career-high 49 home runs and 137 RBIs. And he further enhanced his reputation.
This is the most clutch man in all of baseball. It makes no sense to pitch to Albert Pujols, ever.
Pujols opposite field, he will deliver.
2 outs, Pujols up, home run, game winner in the 10th inning against the best pitcher in the National League.
Greeting Oswald out of the bullpen.
Coming down the stretch.
Lidge against Albert Pujols.
Well, we're going to let Brad Lidge pitch to Pujols again.
Pujols does it again.
Game-winning double, walk-off. You just do not pitch to the man.
He beats Lidge. They beat Houston.
What a big, big victory.
He's such a clutch player, and when the pressure's on, he wants it. You know what I mean? You can just see it.
24 game-winning RBIs for Albert Pujols.
You have to dream like that. You have to crave being in that situation.
And no hit was bigger than the one on September 27th against the Padres. The Cardinals were on the verge of losing a 7-game lead in just 9 days when Albert stepped up to the plate in the 8th, down by 1, with 2 men on.
I still taking every at-bat as the last at-bat of the World Series.
First and second, 2 gone. Albert Pujols.
And I just take whatever the pitcher is giving me.
Pujols drives it. Deep left field. It's a gunner. A gunner. It's in Big Mac land. A 3-run homer.
Albert's big-time blast conceivably saved the Cardinals' topsy-turvy season.
You have the ups and downs. You have the winning streaks and you have the losing streaks. And we had a lot of losing streaks this year.
First, this will do it. Count them up, folks. 8 straight losses for the Cardinals.
As a team, if you want to be successful, you have to win together and you have to lose together, and you have to know how to do both.
I think the obvious question is this: momentum coming into the postseason. The Cardinals do not have it.
So when the playoffs began, the team looked to its superstars for guidance.
We just knew that if we found a way to get in the playoffs, we would have the opportunity to go out there and just try to play our game.
And there it goes to deep left center field. Back, gone. Albert Pujols has done it again. A 2-run shot here in the 4th inning.
To have your big guy driving a couple runs for you and help you out in the game when you know he's the guy that they don't want to beat them is huge. So that was a big lift for us, and I think it helped out the rest of the team.
Pujols did his part, and Carpenter continued to shine in the playoffs. First in the division series, where he won Game 1 and Game 4, and then in Game 3 of the World Series, tied at 1 against a Tiger team that had beaten him badly earlier in the year when Detroit had swept a 3-game series.
You go into a game, you have a game plan, and it's about executing your game plan.
The 7 runs that Carpenter's given up, the most that he has given up in any game so far this year.
It just didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out.
But now, in this crucial World Series game, Chris fired 8 innings of 3-hit ball in his first ever World Series start.
I know that I prepare myself physically, I prepare myself mentally, and I have to go out and execute.
Carpenter came right after him.
He's blessed with special talent, and he knows how to use it.
They set him down 1, 2, 3, and what a great omen that is.
If Chris doesn't have that kind of game, we're down 1-2. I don't know that we can win the series.
The Cardinals win the ball game 5-0. St. Louis takes a 2-1 series lead in this October Classic.
So Carpenter had built himself a big game reputation, and fittingly it was Albert's Gold Glove in Game 5 that further enhanced his status as the foundation of yet another Cardinals championship team.
Here's a swing and a ball hit. Pujols, a diving stop.
It was incredible for him to have the body control to slow himself down and make a throw over to first base like that.
Throws to Weaver. Weaver picks it, and he got him at first.
So it was just one of those plays that worked out perfectly.
Sensational!
Pujols and Carpenter had put the team on their shoulders and helped carry them to the title.
This is everything. I mean, this is what you dream for. You have a new ball club, and this is the right way to break it out.
We just battled every single day, and it proved to that's what it takes to have the club every single day play 9 innings as hard as they can. And no matter what anybody says about our club, they can't take this away from us. And we know deep down inside that we deserve it.
Albert and Chris are big men who make huge contributions. But sometimes what matters most is not the size of the player, but the size of their heart. With the banged-up Cardinals outfield seemingly never intact, So Taguchi's role as a utility outfielder became crucial for the Redbirds. The well-schooled Japanese import not only manned all 3 outfield positions during the course of the year, but he played them with the skill of a veteran.
Good running catch by Taguchi.
So Taguchi, the new left fielder, makes a diving catch.
At the plate, Taguchi hit .266 in 2006 and had put together some great at-bats in clutch situations.
The thing that we've learned about So, and this goes right back to his first September with us, So has shown a real flair for game-winning situations.
Swing and a base hit up the middle. Cardinals win it on a hit by Taguchi, 4-3. They're mobbing So Taguchi.
I think it must be his training in Japan.
Did you ever play in a series in Japan? Did you guys win? Oh, okay.
You know, he was a star player there. It's a very competitive league. What he has in his game is a real good cool in pressure situations.
And that's precisely why La Russa called on Taguchi to pinch hit in Game 2 of the LCS.
6-6 game, 9th inning action.
You're on the road. You don't score. They score by the game's over. So the odds are in the home team's favor. And they bring in Billy Wagner.
I have faced to him 5 times. Started 0-for-5.
We thought quality at bat.
Pitch, swinging a foul.
You know, maybe a line drive single.
In the pitch, swinging a foul back.
I thought I have to choke up.
And finally gets one and jumps him in the bullpen.
Here's another. More Taguchi. Swinging a long one into left. Did he get enough? Get up, baby. Get up. Get up. So Taguchi has just given the Cardinals their first lead of the night. It is 7-6.
So had hit one of the team's biggest home runs all year, and even he couldn't believe it.
I got 2 home runs in regular season.
He's 2 for 2 in the postseason, and they're both home runs.
So I never expected I can hit home run.
Few ever expected David Eckstein to really make it in the major leagues. So all David did was become a 2-time All-Star, win a World Series championship, and establish his reputation as the peskiest big league player on either side of the Mississippi.
You ever have a fly in the car? Where you're riding in the car and you hear something that's buzzing and it's around your face and you're like swatting at it and it goes away, you don't hear it. Okay, it's gone. There it is, it's back again.
Number 22, shortstop, David Eckstein.
That's him. You think you got rid of him, but he never stops.
But then, spark plugs aren't supposed to make things stop. They start the engine, time and time again.
That's pretty much the guy that gets us going. It's amazing how much energy this guy brings to our ball club. He knows that he won't hit you 40 home runs, but he knows what his job is, and that's to get a base for the big guys.
He's a guy that makes everything happen for our team. When Albert got off to the great start, the first half, the guy he was driving in all the time was David Eckstein.
Here comes Eckstein. He's going to score. He's a winner. Yeah. He's a ball player.
All this diminutive shortstop ever did was defy the odds.
Everyone that David Eckstein ever talked to, they said, nah, you'll never make it, kid. Go to school, get a job.
You look at his physical attributes, they don't compare maybe to some of the classic shortstops.
He weighs like 150 pounds, soaking wet. That's why so many of us enjoy pointing out that David is more than just a scrappy, gutty player.
David Eckstein with a home run.
He is a really good player.
Despite being nicked up with myriad injuries most of the season, Eckstein gutted out a .292 average, 11 points above his lifetime mark.
He's been our leader all year long. You know, he goes out there and plays hard and doesn't say a whole lot of things and just out there every day grinding it out.
Popped up on the left side. It's a long run for both Rolen and Eckstein. Running out of room, and Eckstein made the catch.
He goes out there when he's hurt and when he's banged up.
What a play by David Eckstein as he fired into that wall out there.
Eckstein lays out and makes the rolling grab.
Talk about a tough competitor. He is right at the top.
Tony refers to him as one of the toughest players he's ever managed.
He works out during batting practice enough to wear you out. Before the game starts, his pregame prep wears guys out, and he plays 9 hard innings.
He's thinking 3. The crowd wants to see it. Eckstein is going to make it into third for the triple.
The strength that this guy has in his head and his heart and his guts is off the chart.
That is not only a play of skill, that is a play of courage, folks, because you got 2 outfielders roaring toward the lone infielder.
There's a lot of people out in this world that will never have the opportunity to play the game, and I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity, so I'm going to try and take advantage of it every single day.
But even David's toughness was severely tested this year when he missed a month of action late in the season and played in pain during the September swoon. Still ailing when the World Series beckoned, Eck turned an 0-for-11 start into an eventual MVP award, highlighted by 3 Game 4 doubles.
There's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Granderson's on the run. He falls down, and the ball goes over his head. Eckstein is safe at second.
When you're playing these tough games, these nail biters pretty much almost every single night, it definitely comes down to the execution of the game and the little things, the stuff you work in spring training on.
The pitch to Eckstein, a swing, and the ball is lined to left. And on the run, a diving effort. Off Monroe's glove. Miles scores. Eckstein is on second. The Cardinals lead 5-4.
In these games, when you come down the stretch, that is what usually wins the ball games, is who can execute and perform in the crucial situation at the time.
David Eckstein delivers again.
That's the definition of a gamer. He shows up every day, and you understand why he's won 2 world championships now.
He is the most valuable player on the 2006 Cardinal World Championship team.
David Eckstein was a surprising star in the World Series, but 2 more unlikely heroes also played quite a role on the 2006 Cardinals. And one of them was David's former teammate on the 2002 champion Anaheim Angels. In the 2002 postseason, Scott Spiezio tied the record for most playoff RBIs with 19. Now that's clutch. But after 2 years with the Mariners and a 2005 campaign that ended with a dismal .064 batting average, Scott seemed to have lost his magic.
Strike 3 called, and Spiezio can't believe it.
So Seattle let him go, and St. Louis came calling.
Oh yeah, a home run for Spiezio.
And why not? After all, a Spiezio had worn the Cardinal uniform before.
Ed Spiezio has moved into the on-deck circle.
Scott's father, Ed, played 5 seasons with the Cards and was part of both championship teams in the 60s.
I got to come down here with my dad 2 games, and the feeling is just unbelievable. Now it's great to be on the field for it. Hopefully I can do some damage with the bat here.
Wow, look at that ball go by Spiezio.
And play some good defense and win the fans over and, help this team win.
2 long balls tonight for Scott Spiezio.
Cardinals fans loved his gritty style of play and something else.
Scott Spiezio, that little red beard.
That was his little trademark thing, and I think the fans just really appreciated, what he was able to do, as a player. See him out in the stands, and they had him everywhere, so it was a lot of fun.
Spiezio madness here at Busch Stadium.
Spiezio's a rock star. He loves it. He loves the chance to be able to go out there and shine and perform.
Now it's going to be Scott Spiezio.
Scott became a valuable reserve and regained his rep as clutch with some big blows late in the year.
Kendall says, come on home. The Cardinals lead it 3-2.
That, my friend, is clutch hitting.
And that red beard was leading him all the way into third.
And just like he had with the Angels, Scott became a prime-time player in the playoffs.
Well, one of the neat things about Scott is he's a proven pressure player. So here we are trying to get a win in New York, and he gets 2 big hits in that game.
And there's a drive, right field, down the line, on the run, Sean Green at the wall. It's off his glove and off the top of the wall. This is going to tie the game.
It was exactly what he had done for us all year long.
Spezio came through with another big hit.
So that's what Scott is. He's a guy who rises to the occasion and has a lot of versatility.
Still another struggling player who the Cardinals took a chance on had an even bigger impact on the team. Jeff Weaver began with the Tigers with a world of promise.
Swing and a miss, and he gets Tomey there.
But when he went to New York, he fell short of expectations.
Down the left field line, that ball is trouble. It is gone, and the Marlins have won Game 4.
His struggles resurfaced with the Angels in 2006, and they too gave up on Weaver.
It is out of here, a home run.
He is a very intense competitor. And when he became available, no matter what his record was, we were interested.
I looked at a lot of video, and what I saw was a guy that still had quality enough pitches that he could pitch effectively at the major league level. And we felt like if we got him over here that he would be able to help us down the stretch.
Jeff Weaver making his debut as a St. Louis Cardinal.
It's Weaver time. When he came here, the atmosphere here was so positive. Dave Duncan, Tony La Russa, everybody here was so positive with him that he started to feel good about himself again.
He gets a strikeout to end it.
A lot of it was getting Jeff to believe in himself and let him know that we believed in him. And I think that gave him the strength and the confidence to keep getting better.
In there for strike 3.
Weaver was given a new lease on his baseball life, and this time he'd reward his team by going 3-1 in the final month of the season. It was on to the playoffs, where Jeff ended up leading all Cardinals starters with a 2.43 postseason earned run average.
A pump of the fist for Jeff Weaver. A standing ovation here at Busch.
His improbable turnaround would culminate in Game 5 of the World Series. With the Cardinals 1 win away from the title, Jeff got the starting nod, with a chance to make history.
There was a very determined look on Jeff's face. He had come to the ballpark that day ready to do whatever it took to win the game.
You could see it in his eyes. He was just locked in. He was ready to go. You could see there was no nerves. He wasn't going to lose.
Swing and a miss. He threw a four-seamer right by him.
All Jeff did was pitch a gem.
To get that leadoff guy out by striking him out kind of set the tone for the game.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
And with 9 strikeouts in 8 innings,
He struck him out.
Jeff put his team just 3 outs from a title.
Slider, strike 3 call. Jeff Weaver pitching the game of his life.
I was just kind of looking up in the crowd as I was walking off and see how crazy it was. I was just kind of soaking it in for a second. It was just a dream come true.
Just months after his career had come to a crossroads, Jeff Weaver had become a champion.
Jeff had taken his lumps from so many spots all season, and to bounce back from that and then to compete at the highest level, it's unbelievable mettle and steel that he had.
Such a strange twist of fate was incomprehensible, even for Jeff.
Unbelievable. Look at this. Who would have thought, huh?
Jeff Weaver was just one of the Cardinals' late season additions. For with so many injuries, the team was forced to make all kinds of in-season moves.
Ow! That hurt.
Outfielder Preston Wilson helped ease the Cardinals' pain when he joined the team on August 18th, after struggling much of the year in Houston.
Curveball, strike 3 call.
He definitely added a lot to our lineup. I think he added speed, some power.
Preston Wilson down the left field line. This game is tied as he hammers a home run.
I had them cup these. I sent them back, and they cupped them. It was a little better balance.
Defensively, made some great plays.
Sliced foul, and Wilson over for a look. Reaches in. Did he get it? He caught the ball.
And offensively, came up with some big hits.
Wilson Base hit right field. Rowland scores. The Cardinals lead 7-5, and Preston Wilson's having quite a night.
P-Dubs brought it just a little more life into a locker room. He was a big part of our performance at the end of the season and in the postseason.
Preston did experience postseason excitement once as a boy, when his stepfather Mookie Wilson won a World Series title with the Mets in 1986. Now, after 9 seasons and more than 1,000 games, Preston finally got his postseason baptism, and the karma was unmistakable.
There's no explanation, there's no way you could possibly believe it, because 20 years later to the date, I won a World Series on the same day that my dad won one. And to say that that happened, I don't know if it's some type of cosmic symmetry or what, but when I sit back and tell my children and grandchildren, be able to show them both rings that their grandfather has and their great-grandfather has, it's something that's going to live forever.
Pitching coach Dave Duncan and his son Chris have taken the father-son connection to the next level, starting when Chris was called up late in 2005.
Is this his first career homer? Yes, it is! Go ahead and smile, Dad.
It was a neat thing to watch. You could see how he was proud as a father.
What a great moment for Dave Duncan and Chris Duncan.
We all kind of appreciated it. You know, we all wish our dad was sitting in the dugout with us, but we all don't get that opportunity.
Although Chris hit the last regular season home run in the old Busch Stadium, he began 2006 in the minors. But in May, he was reunited with his dad.
Well, I've gone through a lot of different emotions during this season with him coming up. In the beginning, I was really nervous for him, knowing that he was trying to establish himself. And fortunately, he got off to a pretty good start.
Duncan unloads out to deep center field, track, wall, 1-0.
Dunk has a lot of power.
Duncan swings and ties the game. Look at this baby go. Holy mackerel, over the bullpen. Woo, this kid's something, isn't he?
Duncan hit 22 home runs in just 280 at-bats last year. And La Russa feels that there's so much more still to come.
Chris will be an even better impact player the rest of his career because he's got a lot of talent. He's very, very fiercely competitive.
Just past Johnny Mize on the Cardinal list of rookie home runs.
Even now, you know, when he comes up in significant situations, you know, I'm on the edge of my chair a little bit, rooting for him and hoping that he can do something good.
And he did exactly that with one memorable swing in Game 5 of the League Championship Series against the Mets.
Swing and a home run if it's fair. Goodbye, Mr. Baseball. That is a long pitch hit home run by the rookie, Chris Duncan, and it's 4-2 Redbird.
It's surreal, you know, to think about being in AAA at the beginning of the year and just hoping to get a chance to come up. And then next thing you know, you're in the World Series. It's hard to believe sometimes.
Chris Duncan was part of a visible youth movement in St. Louis in 2006, one that covered all the bases, from hitting to pitching to defense. No question, there were young faces everywhere you looked during the Cardinals championship season. And two of the young guns who filled their roles quite nicely were pitchers Josh Kinney
And a swing and a miss, down goes Piazza.
And Tyler Johnson.
2-2 pitch. Got him.
People like to put a lot of emphasis on being the veteran people, that you have to have the experience. But nowadays, these young guys are coming up with the confidence and the ability to be able to perform. Someone has to go out there and do it. And the mentality is, why can't it be myself?
Three young studs who really stood out were Yadier Molina.
He dives into the seats. He makes a sensational catch.
Late season closer Adam Wainwright.
Oh, just wicked.
And Anthony Reyes.
The 0-2. Got it.
Reyes rose very quickly through the Cardinals organization and found himself pitching for the big club in August 2005.
As you mentioned, making his major league debut in only his second professional season. That's amazing.
Strike 3.
Anthony showed such promise he was called up early again in 2006.
He strikes out the side.
And in a June 22nd game against the defending world champions,
The 2-2. Swung and a miss. He blew him away.
he displayed his full potential and showcased his deceptive style.
Not many people are going to hit that one.
I might hide the ball a little bit, and just by the time I let go of the ball, I try to get out as far as possible. So that might might give a little perceived velocity to the hitters.
I think he's really deceptive. He's got the type of delivery where the ball explodes on you, and it looks a little faster than it really is.
I think that he has outstanding stuff, with his fastball and changeup, how he changes speeds on those really well.
Uribe swings and misses a slow curveball in the dirt.
And although Anthony had just 6 major league wins, he showed enough of the right stuff to earn a Game 1 start in the 2006 Fall Classic.
History already being made in Game 1 of the World Series.
It's Anthony Reyes making the start, the rookie.
With the fewest career wins ever to start Game 1.
You never know what's going to happen, especially with a young pitcher like that, experiencing a game like the first game of the World Series. If you're going to get nervous, you're going to get nervous in that game.
I don't really remember too much. It just felt like it was flying by, but I started walking out there. I felt pretty comfortable.
Change-up struck him out swinging.
By allowing just 4 hits with 4 strikeouts and 8 innings of work, Reyes gave the Cardinals reason to believe.
17 in a row retired by Anthony Reyes.
I just don't think you can give him enough credit.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
The message that he sent to our club to pitch 8 innings, 8+ innings.
Anthony Reyes, with the game of his life,
did as much as anything that happened the rest of the series to make us a world champions.
Still another young man, the one behind the mask, handled the Cardinals' pitching staff. Yadier Molina is the youngest of 3 brothers who all just happen to be big league catchers. The 2 oldest are Jose and Benji, who were part of the 2002 World Champion Angels, and up to now, the only ones with rings.
Those 2 guys are always goofing with me. They say, we have one, where's yours? As they have one, I want one. That's what we're working toward.
But Yadier ran rings around his brothers in 2006 and showed why he just might be the best of the 3.
Molina does that a lot. Snap throw down to first. Got him.
A pickoff play at first. They got him. This ball game is over. Great play by Yadier Molina. The Cardinals win this one.
His overall presence back there was being felt by every base runner or every batter that stepped into the box.
Runner going. They're going to try Yachty again. Chris Duffy has been nailed.
He's unbelievable. He's always thinking about what to throw, and he keeps guys at first base. Guys don't really want to steal off him because he's got a great arm. He's a great catcher.
In 2006, Yadier led all National League catchers in caught stealing percentage, but his .216 batting average did invite some criticism.
There are a lot of players on the Cardinals team that people put down, like they talked about Molina. If you watch every game like I do, you know that Molina's been a clutch player all season long. He's like the best catcher in the league.
And incredibly, Yadier led everyone with 19 postseason hits.
Swing line right finger.
Including one of the biggest blows in Cardinals history.
He hits it in the air to left field. Back is Chavez. At the wall, this ball is gone. And St. Louis takes a 3-1 ninth-inning Game 7 lead.
Being in Shea Stadium, being in New York with the fans and as loud as that stadium can get, and for Yachty to finally catch one of those changeups and hit it out there in the bullpen, it went from deafening noise to just like a quiet gasp in the stadium.
Molina put the team 3 outs from the World Series. And a 25-year-old pitcher was asked to finish the job.
The bases are loaded with 2 outs for Beltran.
It was almost surreal to see Adam Wainwright at this most crucial time. After all, 6 months prior, he had 0 saves to his credit.
I don't have any experience in these situations, obviously, but I think the key is to act like I do.
Adam was in the Cardinals' bullpen all season, but pitched mostly in long relief. He did get his first big league win, though, and had some fun with the bat, too.
Here's a swing and a shot deep to left, and Adam Wainwright has just hit his first big league home run.
But these milestones were nothing compared to what was to come later in the season.
As the year went on, Tony and Dave Duncan gained more confidence in him and putting him in tougher situations. In September, when we lost Jason Isringhausen as our closer, they felt confident enough to put him in that role, and he was lights out.
Adam Wainwright, lockdown time for the Cardinals.
That's not an easy job. I mean, our closer went down. It was kind of tough if we really want to put him in that situation, but obviously he's handled it real well.
And for this guy to be able to do that as a rookie shows you that his composure and toughness is off the charts. What he's going to do when he gets some experience, the sky is the limit.
Still, this was Game 7 of the League Championship Series.
I consider myself a competitor, and I love to be in pressure moments. I think I handle that well.
The bases are loaded. Carlos Beltran is coming up.
Beltran, the guy, the Cardinal killer.
Carlos Beltran, I mean, is so deadly, especially the Cardinals. He just has hurt us so many times over the years.
Strike one.
I look at Dunk. I said, what was that pitch? He says, I think it was a changeup. Beltran's looking hard, break him. Whoops. They just break him on the dirt. Now he's 0-2. And then that next one, and there's pandemonium.
That's got to be one of the greatest games of all time. I mean, I got to live out a dream. It's the only way you can put it. I mean, every backyard fantasy I've ever had about baseball took place right there in Game 7.
1 week later, Adam was at it again.
Swing and a miss. The Cardinals are world champions.
St. Louis had won the World Series, thanks in large part to a core of young players who played like seasoned vets. But of course, you can't win a championship without those veterans. And St. Louis had a talented core with something to prove. For outfielder Jim Edmonds, pitcher Jeff Suppan, and third baseman Scott Rowland, this was the chance to avenge a forgettable 2004 World Series.
A swung on and missed, and Suppan does not come home. Suppan is hung up, and he is out.
The Cardinals' demise was further symbolized by Rowland's 0 for 15 performance at the plate. It was a haunting memory that still lingered.
I think that was hard, 2004, to get swept. I thought we were such a better team, and we just had 4 games that we really didn't play as ourselves, and there's nothing you could do about it now.
But 2006 brought both a new stadium and new hope, especially for the longest tenured Cardinal of all.
Jim Edmonds has been here since 2000 and has really generated a lot of support. He's had great years, and fans get a big kick out of defense and the dramatic base hits and home runs.
Edmonds hits it to deep right field. That's a 2-run shot.
Back towards the hill. Edmund turns and runs up the hill. He'll make the catch.
Edmonds continued to show flashes of brilliance both in the field and at the plate in 2006. But continuity for these Cardinals remained a problem.
The team that we had on the field on opening day, and I don't think we ever played together again the whole entire year until the playoffs.
He is at the wall. Edmonds jumps, and Edmonds is down on the track.
Jim was banged up for much of the 2006 season. Meanwhile, another franchise cornerstone tried to play through his healing wounds.
Bro, he's a rock in the Cardinals organization. He had the injury last year, had surgery on his shoulder, wasn't feeling great, but was able to come back and play. Probably played with a lot of pain.
And though Scott did start strong, his shoulder would sporadically sideline him.
He was frustrated when he had to sit this weekend as Tony kept him out of the lineup against Oswald.
And that's the type of competitor he is.
He battled some issues there with fatigue, question about whether I should play him, whether he shouldn't play. And
Scott Rowland, when healthy, is one of the most influential offensive players in the league.
What Scott has proven is that when he's healthy, he's a premium player, as good as there is at that position, whether it's defensively or offensively.
As you'd expect, the gritty Rowland gave it his all. Despite missing 20 games, he remained a major run producer and played his usual stellar third base.
The diving stop at third. From his knees, Rowland throws. He got him! Oh, baby, what a play! The pitch, a swing and a drive. There it is, left field. It's a grand slam for Rolen.
He's just doing his job. I mean, he's finding his swings. Obviously, he had a tough season up and down with injuries and all that.
Rolen, oh my. The pitch, a swing, and the ball is popped. Short left center, dropping. It's a hit. Here comes Eckstein, and the Redbirds win it. The Cardinals win it on an 0-2 blooping base hit off the bat of Scott Rolen.
Another model of veteran consistency for the Cards was Jeff Suppan. In 2006, Jeff posted double-digit wins for the 4th straight season.
He's just amazing, you know, he's a veteran guy. He probably doesn't have overpowered stuff, but he knows how to pitch. You know, he don't really give in too easy.
In the season's second half, Suppan went 6-2 with a 2.39 ERA, 3rd best in the majors among starters during that stretch.
The All-Star break, that's when he really turned it off, had a great record.
And the fans applaud, as well they should, for Jeff Suppan's night.
Help us out to get and win the National League Central.
And there's the championship in the Central for the Cardinals with the last out recorded in Atlanta.
When you listen to the crowd, they stand. This is a scene you'll only see one time in your life. Full house, and they're doing the tomahawk chop there.
They say champagne's good for the head. It's good. It's good for everything.
We've had a lot of ups and downs this year, but we really stayed strong as a team.
It was ugly at times, but that's all right. Maybe that'll test us a little bit, make us a little stronger in the playoffs.
The 2006 playoffs would mark the 3rd straight postseason appearance for many of these grizzled veterans. And with a new home to defend, there was a heightened sense of intensity.
A guy who really stepped forward as the playoffs began was Jim Edmonds.
Swinging a fly ball into center. Back is Edmonds. He makes the catch on the run, and the Redbirds win this game 5-0.
When you play in the postseason, you have to focus a little bit stronger, a little bit more.
One down, base is still loaded for Jim Edmonds.
You know, stay calm, stay under control, and those are the only things I really try to do is just really not try to get too excited.
A swing and a shot, fair. It's inside the first base bag and down the right field line.
Jimmy came up in a big situation, but I've seen him do it so many times.
Pujols scores. Here comes Rolen.
He's a big-time guy, and on a big-time stage, he definitely delivers. I've been lucky enough to be in the postseason enough to get some practice at it, I guess.
Meanwhile, Rolen was looking to erase his playoff past, and he sure did, hitting in 10 straight games, culminating with a tremendous World Series performance.
Well, I think most of us were wondering who would be the MVP. It was either David or Scott. And they could have been co-MVPs. That's how good Scott played. Starting with game 1 when he hit the home run.
And it is long gone. And that'll tie the game. A home run by Rolen ties it.
He's one of the leaders on our team, and when he gets going, I think a lot of guys on the team follows.
The Cardinals also drew inspiration in the postseason from Suppan, who put together a 3-hit masterpiece in Game 3 of the League Championship Series against the Mets.
Pitch by Suppan, swing and a miss. An inside pitch strikes him out.
He pitched so well all postseason long, and every game seemed like it was bigger to him.
1, 2, 3, go the Mets.
Every time he went out there, he was more focused, he had more determination, he showed more emotion on the mound, and that gets players pumped up.
In Game 7, Jeff had to keep his team on an even keel following what seemed, at the time, to be a momentum-changing moment.
He brought back a home run.
The Mets had everything going for them when in the bottom of that inning they loaded the bases, and that's when Suppan stared down defeat.
I mean, you talk about a test. Well, then you see Soup, and you go, holy smokes, look at this guy dealing.
The 1-2 pitch and a curveball swung on and missed. And here comes the man of the moment, Andy Chavez.
Making a high fly ball to center. Should end this inning. What a job by Jeff Suppan. The Redbirds have the momentum now.
I don't know that Bob Gibson ever pitched a better game than that, so this was magical.
5 games later, these 3 veteran Cardinals who had suffered through the pain of postseasons past got sweet redemption.
I think we just played
us. You know, we were ourselves, and we went out and we weren't winning 100 games, you know, but we were all pulling the rope.
What can you possibly say to those people that thought you guys didn't have a chance? That's all I gotta say.
It's just a nice feeling to have that single year of just so much adversity, and to go ahead and win is it's an unbelievable accomplishment.
To be sure, it was the men in the clubhouse who brought St. Louis championship glory. But the men behind the 2006 Cardinals also deserve plenty of credit. The master architect is, of course, General Manager Walt Jocketty, who delivered a championship in the 12th year of his tenure.
The fans of St. Louis, this is something that, you know, for generation to generation, it's passed down, the tradition of Cardinal baseball and the winning tradition of Cardinal baseball.
A shutout for the great busy game.
We've been fortunate the last few years to get the team into the playoffs and into the postseason, but we've always failed at the attempt to win that last series.
So after the 2004 World Series loss to the Red Sox, Jocketty made certain that he would have the right players in place if the opportunity arose again. As the 2006 season got underway, Walt had the foundation for a winner, but knew he still had to fill in the lineup with some role players.
Walt Jocketty has done an unbelievable job. He's the guy that's gone out and picked up all these guys. How about Wilson that he picked up? How about Belliard that he picked up?
Unbelievable play!
And then you have Jeff Weaver, and when they signed So Taguchi and brought him over from Japan, and the list goes on and on.
It's easy now to forget that when David Eckstein was signed in 2004, some critics wondered why.
There was an article came out that had the worst free agent signing of the offseason was Walt Jocketty's signing of David Eckstein. And we all went, wow, that's the worst one?
It can be argued that every move Walt Jocketty made leading up to and during the 2006 season helped bring St. Louis its first championship since 1982.
It's gonna go! It's a gunner!
This was something that the fans had been waiting for a long time, and you know, Tony and I and the rest of the staff felt challenged to try and bring that trophy home.
The Redbirds do it again! Listen to this crowd!
Jocketty once worked in the A's organization with Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan. Duncan has been La Russa's pitching coach since 1983 when they were side by side on the Chicago White Sox. They joined the A's in '86, and in 1996 took over the Cardinals' helm. Duncan, who spent his entire major league career as a catcher, never threw a pitch, but is considered one of the best pitching coaches in the game.
You know, Dunk's been great to me. He has so much knowledge. He's able to prepare you so well with all of his charts and things that he keeps to go out and have a game plan. And basically, you know, you got to go out and execute it. And if you can do that, you're going to be successful.
A swing and a miss.
I owe him a lot for what I've done the last few years.
Where was that pitch?
Looked pretty good.
Duncan has coached 4 Cy Young Award winners, but managing this year's staff proved to be quite a challenge. He lost his number 2 starter Mark Mulder and his number 1 closer Jason Isringhausen. Others simply did not perform to expectations. So Duncan was forced to piece together a pitching staff of young, unproven players.
You know, there were times when nobody's pitching was better than ours.
He strikes out the side.
And there was times when nobody's pitching was worse than ours. The players in our clubhouse, the coaching staff, the manager, they all know how hard it was to get where we got.
He's kind of the quiet assassin. He just kind of sits there. He knows each pitcher individually. He can kind of tap you on the shoulder and maybe bring something up that he had seen earlier, but the less he says, the better.
Whether it's Jeff Weaver or anybody you talk about from the pitching side, I listen to Dunk and what he tells me I do.
And the hard work paid off. For under his tutelage, this patchwork staff put together a 2.68 ERA in the postseason and held one of the American League's most powerful teams under 200 in the World Series.
He struck him out.
And when Adam Wainwright struck out Brandon Inge for the final out of the 2006 World Series, one man could claim to be the only manager besides Sparky Anderson to hoist the trophy in both leagues, Duncan's longtime friend Tony La Russa.
If there's anybody in this organization I was the happiest for, it was Tony, because he really deserves it. He's a great man, and he was probably, although as great he is, he's still underappreciated.
When La Russa joined the Cardinals, he immediately brought credibility to a team that hadn't tasted postseason play in 8 years.
I believe in high goals. I believe in big dreams, and I want us as early as possible to get to September 1st with a chance to win.
And in just his first season, he achieved that goal.
Jordan's got it, and the Cardinals are in postseason.
Tony has had a Hall of Fame career. It's part of the reason I brought him in here. But has proven to be one of the best managers in the game, and he's done an unbelievable job.
In his 11 years with the Cardinals, La Russa has consistently put the team in position to win it all and reached a historic milestone along the way.
Into center field. Congratulations, Tony La Russa. Career victory number 2,000.
He is now on the all-time wins list behind Connie Mack and John McGraw. And for Tony, the victories are still coming.
On the ground to second. And for the first time since 1987, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to the World Series.
But for all his success, La Russa had yet to bring St. Louis a championship. And in 2006, that burden grew heavier with each new injury.
Pujols has been taken out of this game.
Losing streaks.
The Cardinals haven't won a game in a week.
And all sorts of adversity.
And it drops in for a hit. And the run is going to score, and this game is tied.
But they reached the playoffs with just 83 regular season wins.
The Cardinals almost blew a 7-game lead down the stretch. Right now, that all seems like a distant memory.
And through it all, La Russa kept the faith in both his team and his managerial philosophy.
The criticism he has received here has generally been that he hasn't won a World Series. So hopefully what little criticism there is will cease now that he's got a World Series win.
I think the job that he did this year, carrying this club, directing this club, and leading it through a very difficult season, I think this may be one of the best jobs he's ever done.
I've been here a long time, and I think we've all shared a dream. Our World Championship dream came true. Let's enjoy it.
It was another sensational season in St. Louis, as more than 3.4 million came out to cheer their Cardinals. And it seemed as if just as many lined the streets for the parade.
The parade we had to celebrate was, I couldn't believe it.
I didn't know what to expect, obviously never being a part of one.
Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, first one for me, so it's all new. We're going to enjoy the ride. Have fun with it.
It's unreal, unbelievable. In your wildest dreams, you never could come up with this. I can't believe just how many people are showing up.
All you see is miles of red and white and people, 10, 15, 20 rows deep.
I think there's a lot more than 40,000 people here.
It was louder than a rock concert. It was better than anything you could ever go to. It was crazy to think that many people took their time out of their day just to come down and cheer.
Congratulations, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And the championship celebration continued right where it all began, in a Cardinals' beautiful new park.
Welcome to Busch Stadium, the home of your 2006 World Champion St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, the people were just ready to go. I mean, it was a beautiful day in St. Louis. You got clear skies. You can see the orange for miles away. And the fans were ready, and they wanted this, and they deserved it.
So happy that the fans were able to enjoy it. I mean, they love this. They love the Cardinals team, no matter who's playing. Every single year they come out and support it, and they're unbelievable.
It's a sold-out game, and we don't have to play. It was complete excitement and so festive and jubilant. It was just Such a happy time to be a part of. Just a great appreciation that this whole city had for what we accomplished.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2006 World Champion St. Louis Cardinals.
Can you believe you're a world champion?
No, this is unbelievable.
It's the most unbelievable feeling in sports. I mean, to be a part of a team like this with the heart these guys got, and I sensed it from the first day I got into spring training, and I knew we were going to do this. I mean, I told a lot of people this. Unbelievable hearts. You can just sense it when you're around these guys.
It's unbelievable, you know, to get in that truck today and start going down the street in St. Louis with the fans. Just, I mean, it's out of control. I never thought I'd ever have this feeling, and I can't describe it. But I just want to thank everybody. This is a great season, and the fans are great. Our team was awesome, and it was just so much fun.
Both players and fans alike rejoiced in the Redbirds' 10th World Series triumph in their illustrious history. And what a perfect way to christen their new home.
It's just so much excitement. You're just out there trying to let it all out and let everybody understand how good it feels.
I mean, we've faced a lot of adversity this year. We've battled through a lot of injuries, and our fans have stuck beside us. So I think they deserve a World Series victory.
There's a connection here that is unlike any other city, and it's because of the great history.
And the Cardinals take the World Series of 1944, 4-2.
The Cardinals win. They're the new world champions.
That's a winner! A World Series winner for the Cardinals!
The team had such great success in Busch Stadium. Our fans love our new ballpark, but until we had the success in the new ballpark, it probably wouldn't feel quite like baseball home to a lot of people.
Swing and a miss! The Cardinals are world champions for 2006!
To have that happen the first year, all of a sudden, this ballpark is now historic.
The 10th World Championship in their illustrious franchise history. This crowd has gone bonkers.